At the Christmas party, my mom accused my 13-year-old son of stealing $3,200 in front of 20 people. She screamed in my face, "A thief's child is also a thief!" 30 minutes later, the real culprit was exposed, leaving my mom speechless. In court, what my son said made my mom break down in tears. I'll never forget the sound of my son's voice breaking. Kyle was 13, straight-A student, spent his weekends volunteering at the animal shelter. The kind of kid who still hugged me goodnight, even though his friends said it wasn't cool. And my mother just called him a thief in front of our entire family. We were at my parents' house for Christmas dinner. 20 relatives packed into the living room. Aunts, uncles, cousins, my younger brother Jason. The turkey was carved. Wine glasses clinked. Everything felt normal. Then Mom stood up, her face ghost white. "Someone stole $3,200 from my bedroom." The room went silent. She turned to Kyle, just stared at him. My son froze, fork halfway to his mouth. "Kyle," she said, voice cold, "empty your pockets." My wife grabbed my arm. "What is she?" "Now!" Mom's scream made my 8-year-old daughter start crying. I stood up. "Mom, what are you doing?" She didn't look at me. Eyes locked on Kyle like he was a stranger. 2 weeks ago, he asked me what I was saving that money for. He knew where I kept it. Kyle's hands shook as he pulled out his pockets. Gum wrapper, school ID, 73 cents. "Check his backpack," Mom hissed. "Absolutely not." I stepped between them. "You don't have proof. Remember when you stole from me? When you were 19? Her voice cracked. $100 from my purse. You denied it. Lied to my face. A thief's child is also a thief. The room erupted. Relatives talking over each other. My wife pulled Kyle close while he sobbed into her shoulder. My daughter screamed that her brother didn't do anything. Mom stood there, arms crossed, certain she was right. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. Her face changed. "Dylan, don't," "Then take it back." She didn't. Police arrived 18 minutes later. I explained everything. Mom repeated her accusation. Kyle sat on the couch, staring at his shoes. The older officer sighed. "Ma'am, has anyone else been in your bedroom today?" Mom hesitated. "Well, Jason helped me move boxes this afternoon. My brother Jason, 31, still living in their basement. The golden child. Where is he now?" "He left an hour ago. Said he had a date." Jason had been fidgety all evening, kept checking his phone, left before dessert. Dad had been quiet this whole time. Now he cleared his throat. "Shannon, I need to tell you something." Mom turned. "Not now." Jason took the money. Mom's face crumbled. "That's ridiculous." I saw him. Dad's hands trembled. "This afternoon, at your dresser, stuffing cash into his jacket." I didn't say anything because I wanted to give him a chance to return it. The female officer stepped forward. "Do you know where your son is?" Dad pulled out his phone. "Murphy's Bar downtown. He texted 20 minutes ago." The officers exchanged a glance. The older one spoke into his radio. They found Jason 40 minutes later, buying rounds for strangers with Mom's cash. He had $2,850 left in his wallet. When they brought him back in handcuffs, Mom collapsed. Jason didn't apologize, just kept saying it was supposed to be a loan. The officers arrested him. As they let him out, he looked at Kyle. "Sorry, kid." That was it. No remorse. I filed charges that night, against Jason for theft, against Mom for defamation. The court date came 2 months later. Jason got 18 months probation and had to repay everything. For Mom's case, the judge asked what I wanted. I stood up. "A permanent restraining order. I don't want her near my children. Ever." Mom started crying. "Kyle, please. I made a mistake." Kyle stood. His voice didn't shake. "You're not my grandmother. My grandmother wouldn't destroy me in front of everyone I love. You're just someone who used to matter." Then my 8-year-old daughter stood too. "You made my brother cry. I don't want a grandma who makes people cry." Mom broke down completely, but the judge granted the order. 500 feet, no contact, for life. As we left the courthouse, Mom was still crying in the hallway. I didn't look back. That was 3 years ago. Kyle is 16 now. Honor roll. Full scholarship to a summer engineering program. He never mentions that Christmas, but sometimes I hear him laughing with friends on the phone, being a normal kid, and I know I made the right choice.
My husband was making dinner when his coworker texted him, "I miss you." I replied for him, "Come over. My wife isn't home today." When the doorbell rang, his face froze. Martin stood at the stove, stirring oxtails, humming an old love song, the perfect husband image, until his phone lit up. Sender, Holly, intern, boss, I miss you. 4 words that confirmed what I'd suspected since finding the bank statements. $1,500 birthday gift for an intern. Lunch receipts for 2. Movie tickets at 11 p.m. when he claimed client meetings. I picked up his phone. Passcode, our wedding anniversary. I typed, "Come over. My wife isn't home today." Sent. Blue check marks. I screenshotted it, sent it to myself, deleted all traces, placed the phone back exactly where it was. Martin kept cooking, completely unaware I'd just set the trap. An hour later, the doorbell rang. His face drained of every drop of blood. "Who could that be?" he asked, voice shaking. "Stay seated," I said calmly. "I'll get it." I opened the door to find a young woman in a tight dress, holding a cupcake box. Her flirtatious smile vanished when she saw me. "Hello, Holly," I said loud enough for Martin to hear. "Are you here to see my husband?" She froze. Behind me, I heard Martin drop his phone. "If you take one step out of this hallway," I said coldly, "tomorrow your parents and the company receive the photos. Come inside. Let's talk." She followed me, trembling. I sat her facing Martin. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. "Martin, this is Holly, that wonderful intern you talk about so much. Holly, this is my husband, the most exemplary man in the world." I went to the kitchen and returned with drinks. For Martin and me, fine china teacups. For Holly, a cheap plastic cup of tap water. She stared at the plastic cup on the luxury table. Her face burned red. She understood. I sat next to Martin, taking his arm. "We're planning our St. Lucia vacation next month, and a lake house in Blue Ridge for weekends. My parents are contributing $15,000 for renovations, a gift for our future children." Holly shrank into her chair with each word. She was realizing she had no place in his future. Just a temporary distraction. I turned to her with a sweet smile. "As young and pretty as you are, I'm sure you have men chasing you." "Me? I have to hold on to this one. They say there are a lot of thirsty side chicks everywhere, right?" She flinched. The term hit exactly where I aimed. Then she gave him away completely. "How's your stomach?" she asked nervously. "Does it still hurt?" I let out an icy laugh. "Wow, Holly, the wife who sleeps in his bed doesn't know about his stomach issues. But you, an intern of a few months, do? Does he complain in the office? Or do you see each other alone that often?" She couldn't answer. I pulled out my phone. Speaking of messages, today a girl texted Martin, "I miss you." Some nerve, right? With his wife at home. Holly's face went white. She realized everything. The message, the reply, the trap I'd set. She'd walked right into it. She grabbed her purse and ran for the door, mumbling excuses about an emergency. As she fumbled with her shoes, I leaned close and whispered, "Next time you visit visit my husband, call first. And remember, his wife isn't always out. She fled like her life depended on it. I closed the door and turned to Martin. He sat frozen, sweating. I walked to the kitchen, grabbed the pot of oxtails he'd spent hours preparing, and dumped the entire thing into the trash. My love for you is like this stew, I said. Once contaminated, it's nothing but garbage. And I don't eat garbage. He fell to his knees, crying, begging. I pushed his hands away. Keep the little dignity you have left. That weekend, I drafted an email with my lawyer friend. Subject: report on internal code of conduct violation. I attached everything: screenshots, bank statements showing misappropriated funds, movie tickets during work hours, a 10-megabyte PDF file of evidence. Monday at 9 a.m., I hit send to HR, the CEO, and department heads. By 10 a.m., Martin was suspended. By Wednesday, terminated for professional ethics violations and embezzlement. Holly was fired the same day. After HR circulated the report, nobody in the field wanted to hire either of them. Without his income, Martin couldn't afford the mortgage. The condo, his pride, was sold at a loss. After paying the bank, my share, and the $40,000 my parents had loaned us for renovations, he was left with almost nothing. He signed the divorce papers with a shaking hand. I moved into a smaller place, got promoted to team lead. I kept one thing from that night: the plastic cup. It sits on my desk, a reminder that some people are disposable, and I'm not one of them.